And
Teal!
You know what it is, man. You're locked into Third and Teal where they keep it real. And if you don't know, you're going to learn today. Third and Teal, baby, and I'm out. Let's go.
Third and Teal. And Travis Hunter is out. That's a tough one. It just went too well with the end of the intro there. Eric, Trevor, how y'all doing?
Okay. Took me this long to recover from this Sunday's game and my pissed off tivity. But I'm sure we'll get into that a little bit. But other than that, I'm doing okay.
Yep. Trevor?
Yep. 100% fucking pressure rate. I love that, man. I love it. I love watching this team give up 100% pressure rate. Damn, I love it.
Yeah.
Yep.
All of the above.
Pretty bad.
Extremely bad.
Well,
Fucking terrible.
of course, the elephant in the room. Travis Hunter had a successful LCL repair surgery, so he will be out for the rest of the season. And quite unfortunate. People are already talking about, this just goes to show that you can't play both ways in the league for longevity, blah, 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 blah. Even the healthiest, best players ever have ligament injuries like this randomly. Non-contact at that. I mean, Odell Beckham Jr. tore his ACL without being touched twice. AP tore his ACL. I mean, dudes tear LCLs, MCLs. I mean, this stuff happens, unfortunately. You step the wrong way.
He was barely playing both ways anyway. Shut the fuck up with that shit.
He wasn't even playing that. Yeah. He was playing.
These motherfuckers just force headlines, bro.
Well, of course
they do. We have the most
clicks.
ungrateful ass fan base, I think, of all time. Of any fucking fan base ever, we have the most ungrateful fan base of all time. If I see one more person post about how Trevor Lawrence tossed it into a pick six at the last play, all right, let's just hypothetical. He holds the ball and takes the sack, time expires, and then you're shitting on him for not trying to get the ball out. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. You people are fucking stupid. You're dumb. You're fucking dumb. And then, goddamn, man, you talk about, okay, well, Trevor in the fourth quarter is just not good enough taking sacks. They had 100% fucking pressure rate, dude. And then he's got seconds left on the clock, no timeouts. What does he do? He puts us in position to win the game. Guess who fucks it up for us? Bingo, the offensive line again. Hands to the fucking face.
That's what I said on the show yesterday. Because Mike was
insane.
like, Trevor just isn't the one for the future, and he couldn't win the game when it mattered most because he's a quarterback that has to play from ahead. And I said, well, considering that he's got 10 out of his 20-something wins from behind winning on the last drive, that's inaccurate. And not to mention that he literally did go down and win us the game. He ran for like 20-something yards, got us in almost field goal range, and he threw a first down to Parker Washington, or at least close to it, and got us into plus territory at the 43. But then there was an illegal hands to the face that set us back out of field goal range by 10 yards or so, or 15 yards or so. It's like he did what he needed to do.
Let's not also act like, okay, 20-something points in the fourth quarter is fucking god-awful. Fuck any of you that want to say, the defense is not the defense's fault. Yes, the fuck it is. You gave up 20 fucking points in one goddamn quarter. That is still absolutely partly your fault. You played a great game for 3 quarters. You did not play a complete game. It's that fucking simple. I don't give a fuck that they turned in 3 great quarters. You gave up 20 in the fourth. But then let's not act like they didn't have some fucking help too. Because goddamn, bro. Christian Kirk, full arm extension, buddy. into the chest of Jarian Jones. Jarian
Even,
puts hands over top, and that's the
Even Andrew yesterday, I don't know if y'all saw that on the show, but Andrew was like, yeah, most of the time, if your team's winning, your team's losing, you think it's going both ways. And, I saw that. He said, and I thought the same thing until the Christian Kirk play. He said that completely made me think that they helped the Texans with that one. Even the Titans fan who was watching said that one was most certainly a bad call and should not have been called, or it should have been called the other way.
100%.
At least offsetting. Like, I'm not even upset if they get Christian Kirk for the push off and then they get Jarian for the PI, and then it's offsetting. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
It's offsetting. It doesn't matter. He didn't catch the ball anyways. They go back. It's a repeated down. Okay, cool. Whatever. But that was fucking outrageous. And also, not to mention, they did that the drive before or earlier. I can't remember if it was a drive before. Pretty sure it was, where Newsome on Higgins one-on-one, and Higgins did the exact same thing. He pushed him, and you literally saw Newsome like stop his feet, and they slid across the turf, and you can see the rubber fly up from where Higgins went like this and turned around on a stop route or a curl, whatever you want to call it.
Full extension.
It's like they did that multiple times, just never got called. And if they're
what about Woody Marks on the fucking run from Davis Mills? He's like this, arms backwards around the defender. That is holding. My brother, you cannot wrap. Stand in front of him, sure, whatever. But he's like this.
Also, they called Van Landen on that one hold later in the game. But literally the drive before on that Davis Mills touchdown run, their guard or tackle like wrapped up our guy outside the shoulder and tackled him. It's like, how are we gonna let that one go? But also, people want to be like, oh, the Texans had more penalties for less yards. They had two more penalties for 10 less yards. And it's not really always about who has more penalties. It's about when they happen and how they happen. I think this is just the box score fantasy football world we live in. And I even said it last night too on the show. I said, no, I'm going to get 2 points across before Mike says anything. 2 points. One, that was bullshit. Christian Kirk pushed off, and that should have been called on him. And that was the one time of the game, whether the calls went both ways the rest of the game, that was the one call of the game that completely changed it at the end. I said, but two, what is also true is that we got the lead. We were up, 19 points. And then Liam Cohen started calling plays to keep the lead, not to extend the lead and win.
I agree.
He started calling plays to sustain, not to continue, which is something that I will say for the Colts, who I hate. They are one team this year that has not had that issue outside of maybe one game. The Steelers game, whatever, but like overall, when they get up in games, they continue to go up because time and time again in this NFL where, they're not NFL players and NFL teams for nothing. They're great athletes. You can't just sit back and go, hey, we're going to run the ball 6 out of our last, 12 plays. And then the other 6 plays, Trevor's going to get pressured every single time he drops back. We have to continue to put our foot on the throat to where it doesn't matter what the refs do. We're up by 4 touchdowns. They're not going to get back on us with 4 touchdowns with a quarter. But at the end of the day, it's untimely, but really at the same time too, we got to do something as a team and stop this. And, I kept calling it inconsistent aggressiveness because last week you let Cam Little bang a 68-yard field goal.
Oh, this pissed me off. I already know where you're going.
Then this week we get to their 49 or 48, which is a 66-yard field goal, and we punt it with a minute and 16 seconds left.
In a fucking dome.
Well, also, our defense has not stopped them for 3 drives straight. Why would we ever say, you know what, we're going to punt the ball and let them drive the whole length of the field? Not to mention our punt team has been terrible this year. Our kickoff team has been terrible this year when it comes to tackling and getting people down. Why would we not kick the field goal there? Because then it's 32 because we missed that extra point. Then it's 32, or there's 2-point conversion, 32, and then it's 32-30 because they went for 2 and they missed it, and we win the fucking game because we get the ball back and we kneel it. Like, like if you're gonna go analytics and say what should we do here, fucking do it every time. Don't pick and choose when to do it.
Well, okay.
Analytics.
It was 30-29. 30-29.
No, that's what I'm saying though. Like,
yeah.
if we kick that field goal there,
it's
though,
game. Yeah,
that's game because they scored after that. And
yeah. All right, well, let's take away the bullshit PI call that literally walked them down the field. You know, and I'll say this, Mike, I fuck with you, man. I really do. But to say that calls they were both ways, no, the fuck they were not, bro. Every time they called the Texans on something, that shit was blatantly fucking obvious. Like, we're not talking about some calls here and there where it was like, I don't know about that. Like, the shit was obvious. Fucking obvious. Pass interference on a receiver against a receiver that completed full arm extension. Shut your bitch ass up, man. That's not back and forth. That's game-changing bullshit. The fuck out of here. And then even on Chuma okay, you got to be smart enough to keep your hands down, right? But when the DN forces the play up, that's mutual. It's still bullshit. Goddamn. But even then, all right, fuck that, all right? We move past that, right? Everybody's like, oh, this is Trevor's fault. This is Trevor's fault. 6 dropbacks. The Jaguars were up 29-10. Trevor had 6 dropbacks after that. 100% pressure rate, 3 sacks, 2 scrambles for 24 yards, and 1 pass that was batted down. But yeah, it's his fault that we gave up 26 goddamn points in the fourth quarter. Yeah, it's his fault. Walker Little, somebody should fucking blow his motherfucking kneecap out. I hate that motherfucker.
Why is he still starting?
I cannot stand him anymore.
Why is he still starting?
Look, I didn't like him before. Everybody knows that. That is no secret. I was not a fucking fan. He's done nothing but be fucking terrible all year. And he was not the only problem in this game. I am not about to sit here and try to say that. Okay, he's not. But I'll be damned if he isn't the biggest.
Yeah, but he got manhandled the whole game.
Fucking week. And he was getting manhandled by anybody they put in there.
Exactly.
It wasn't just by Will Anderson and by fucking Danielle Hunter. He got beat by everyone.
Everyone.
Like, dude. And it's not just like, oh, it's taking him a couple seconds, but eventually, like, he's getting beat, but at least he's delaying him. He's getting destroyed instantly.
Whether it's inside or outside, he is getting destroyed.
I mean, every fucking play, dude. Every play. And again, here we are talking about another game where we have 3 losses over the last 4 weeks, or 5 weeks technically with the bye, but we have 3 losses over the last 5 weeks where we've given up more sacks than the league average and an ungodly pressure rate. Okay, so for all you box score fans that want to say Josh Hines-Allen is one of the best in the league because of all his pressures, so when does it start counting for what's happening with Trevor? When do you start considering the fact that he's always pressured? When does that matter? Because it matters to count good for Josh Allen. So when are we gonna, you know what I mean? Like, are you gonna be fair? You're gonna go both ways, or are you just gonna say, "Oh, Trevor's the problem"? I mean, it's 100% fucking pressure rate, bro.
You know, you speaking of Josh Hines-Allen, and I asked this last show, and I'm gonna ask it again. When are all these pressures gonna start resulting in sacks? When are we gonna start putting the dang gone quarterback on the ground? You know, when is that going to happen?
Before he throws it.
Yeah, before he throws it. Correct.
Because Josh loves to touch him after they throw it.
Yeah.
Honestly, you know what? I said it a couple weeks ago as like a hypothetical, like to motivate him. But at this point, I don't give a fuck, dude. Trade him. I don't care. He'll go be a fucking beast somewhere else, but he's not going to do anything here. Clear. He's made that fucking clear. I mean, at this point, fuck, dude. Free up some goddamn cap space. Give him to somebody that wants the motherfucker at this point. Like, what, you telling me I got to put 2 fucking all-pro D tackles in there for him to get some pressure off the edge? Because if you're top 10 or top 5 like they try to say you are, Max Crosby does it without any help. We watched that happen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Aiden Hutchinson does it without much help.
Right.
Dude, get the fuck out of here. I'm done. You want to talk about a motherfucker they make excuses for? That's the motherfucker they make excuses for. Trade him. I don't care. Trade him. Pay Trayvon Walker because Trayvon actually finishes the play more times than he does. And even if he doesn't, he's actually making pressures that affect the play, not just pressures that show up on a stat sheet. Because running up in their face is not pressuring them, dude. They're NFL quarterbacks. Running at them free with both hands up. Now I'll give you that. You're probably going to alter a throw that way.
Right.
I'll give you that.
Duval TV, welcome to the show, brother.
Yeah, I love Mike too, but Mike just be making shit up. I have learned that after 2 episodes in a row of having him on there is that he just makes shit up.
Look, Isaiah, you said it on this FC South show, and I totally agree with you. We just have to come to the realization that this is not a playoff team. We're lucky. I mean, golly, the last 3 games, man. Last 3 games, defense hasn't stopped anyone. Anyone.
I was gonna get to that. No, I agree.
Yeah.
I think it could just be a good time to go ahead and talk about it. Honestly,
might as well. Yeah, because this is very disrespectful. Go ahead.
No, I mean it's just at the end of the day, that's just what it is. We are not. I think that like I said yesterday. I mean, basically what I said is just like I think we drafted Travis Hunter and we got the new coach and the new GM, and the whole new coaching staff, and we fired Trent Baalke, and like everybody just thought like, oh, fuck them picks. We got Travis Hunter. We don't have to Trent Baalke anymore and Doug Peterson. Like we're gonna win this. We're gonna win it all. We're gonna be great. And I think the hype train left the station a little bit too early. And I've said this before on here. I've said this before on this AFC South show. Could we still get hot and go on a run and make the playoffs? I mean, absolutely. The back half of our schedule, not that hard. The Broncos are pretenders. The Colts, I don't want to say that Daniel Jones is slowing down, but the coaching, I think, is what's really going wrong over there in Colt land. Like they just keep reverting back to what they were doing last year and the year before, where they just won't use Jonathan Taylor until it's too late, which they got lucky that it wasn't too late against the Falcons, and they ended up winning that one.
Raheem Morris is probably one of the worst head coaches in all
that too. But like just in general, like we play the Titans twice. We still haven't even played the Titans yet. Like we still have wins on our schedule. We play the Jets. We play the Titans. Like the Jets and the Titans. That's 3 wins right there. Hopefully. I mean, I'm not going to say guarantee anything, but like
you know what though, Isaiah, and I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
But after the last 3 weeks, man, that's even questionable. The way this defense has been playing.
I agree, but what I'm saying though is like we still have a chance to make the playoffs. But, like, that doesn't make us a playoff team. We have a very easy back end of our schedule. We came out hot. Nobody knew what our defense was going to look like. Devin Lloyd was playing with his hair on fire. We were healthy. Eric Murray was playing above his stock. Dewey Wingard was playing above his stock. We had, cornerbacks. Jordan Lewis was healthy. And, like, injuries alone are not the reason we are not a good playoff team. Now, but what I'm saying, though, is, like, if you look at the back half of the schedule, you're still relatively optimistic to say, hey, we could still push a wild card. Because the thing about it, too, though, is like the Texans, I mean, they don't exactly have an easy schedule on the back half. They're still a game behind us since we split with them. We're tied up now, basically. But, like, even if we make it, though, we're a first-round exit.
First of all, we need to accept that we don't have any – there's no Super Bowl contenders in the AFC South.
No. Well, no. I mean, hold on. No. This year. Now, hold on. Relax. Let me explain myself. The AFC in general, outside of the Colts, has been very inconsistent this year.
Yes.
Now, and so this could be a year where the Colts continue their run. Yeah, no, I agree. But anyway, this could be a year the Colts continue their run. But they kind of said it last night on this AFC South show, and I sort of agree. This is kind of like I think it was the 2021 Tennessee Titans when they went to the AFC Championship. They had a great running back. The quarterback was doing just enough to keep win games. That was Ryan Tannehill's good year, whatever. And then they just fall apart in the AFC Championship game. Yeah, and that's the thing is like the Colts currently have a top 5 O line and a top 5 D line. Yeah. At the same time, and they have a top 1 running back this year.
I agree with that.
But and they really don't have that many injuries.
If the Steelers make it, they're fucked. You know what I mean? Real defense has punched them in the face because Steichen will kill them.
That was honestly, I think if they play the Steelers again, they beat them.
More than likely. But I still think you play a competent defense. It's like you said. Steichen just cannot help himself but to do dumb shit.
But what defenses are competent this year?
That's true. I think the Broncos defense
outside of the not really.
I don't know.
They've been up and down.
They have games. Games, man. It just depends on
outside of the Texans, there hasn't been a competent top 1, top 2, top 3, top 4 defense. The Bills just let up 30 points to the fucking Dolphins.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
It's one of those things where it's just we don't really know. The Colts have been the most consistent team in the AFC South or in the AFC. I'll give them that
for sure.
If the season ended today, the Colts are in the playoffs. They're the 1 seed, whatever. But what I'm saying though is I don't really know. I've said it before. I'm happy with a 8-win season, and that doesn't put us in the playoffs because we were. We won 3 games last year? 4 games?
4.
We won 4 games last year.
We've already surpassed our win.
Exactly. So we've already won more games. We have, I would say, a better baseline throughout the entire team. But like I said too, we have a safety room that neither of our starting safeties start on 30 out of the other 32 teams. And not both of our safeties start on that other team. Maybe one. That's the issue we're having here is our corners now we're down to, which Jarian had a great game against the Texans overall. I think Jarian had a great game. That's what we've thought he could be, and he was it.
In the slot. Where he belongs.
Yes, exactly. So he had a great game and amazing. Newsome honestly didn't have a bad game overall. It's just there was a couple plays that he got shoved, and he's a smaller guy, but frame wise, he's not going to be able to fight with those bigger wide receivers like that when they get the push off and it's not called. You got to do a little bit better job of chopping and fighting through that arm. But outside of those 2, who do we have right now? Travis Hunter's down. Jordan Lewis was down for this game.
And I don't want to hear one motherfucker.
Montaric Brown got an interception.
Yeah, he did.
Again,
he gave up everything else.
And yes, he did. But he got a 2-point conversion interception. So it's just one of those things, though. It's we already had questionable safeties.
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
The 2-point conversion was only a 2-point conversion try because he gave up the goddamn touchdown before it.
Well, I just said that. I said he gave it all up.
I know.
But then
he gave up everything, but I just had to say that. That drove me nuts. Because I'm going to be honest. I'll give Montaric his credit for this. He knew better than to fucking celebrate that bullshit. He fucking knew better. He took that fucking ball and he walked his happy ass right back to the sideline. He didn't say shit to nobody.
It's funny though because if we kick that field goal, right, and we win the game, that is one of the plays that wins us the game.
It is
because he stopped that 2-point conversion.
Right.
But no, anyways, it just says intercepted. It doesn't even say who intercepted it on the NFL. The NFL.
Yeah, I wouldn't put that shit on there either.
But anyways, so you just got to think about it though. It's we have patchwork center and a patchwork right guard. Our left guard is only going to be as good as the left tackle is, which is terrible. The right tackle, who doesn't get as much flack because he holds up a little bit better than the left tackle, isn't great. This is a team that needs probably 2 more off seasons. If we're being honest, because unless we can get somebody great in the offseason, like free agency wise, and then in the draft, we probably need 2 more off seasons. We've got the picks though to kind of build. I mean, we got 3 third-round picks, a lot of great offensive linemen and corners and stuff come out of the 3rd round, like in safeties. Like we've got the picks, and we're gonna get more picks when we ship off some fuckers this offseason that don't need to be here anymore.
Agreed.
But like I think that again, it's not time yet. I think that we talked about that in the offseason. We were still hyped, but we still said, like, I don't know. And even at the very beginning of the season, I don't remember which one of us said it. I don't know if it was me, Eric, Trevor. I don't know who it was, but I know at least one of us said, hey, like the defense and the offensive line are playing great, but for how long? I know we certainly all said that about the offensive line, but even the defense, we were kind of skeptical. But we were riding the hype train because we had 14 interceptions or 14 turnovers in the first 3 or 4 weeks. And like, it's hard not to get excited about that new defense. The last defense was terrible. We have more turnovers in 4 weeks than we had the entire season last year. But then now we have, this past week and the week before, I'm convinced Trevor probably got sacked 6 times on the bye week, considering how fucking terrible Walker Little's been and Anton Harrison has been. And I mean, the only consistent player that I've seen is Robert Hainsey. And even he's not great, but he's holding up. And he's doing
something.
He's doing good enough. He does decent in run blocking. He's done decent in pass blocking, but like, Mercari gets pancaked every play. Udoka goes in and he gets fucking penalties left and right. I remember we put him in the week before the bye, and 2 plays in a row he had penalties. So they snatched his ass back out of there and put Mercari back in. Like, I mean, it's one of those things, man. Like I want to, we're running all this extra lineman crap, and it's like, oh, great, an extra lineman, but we, not like we have any receivers to put in there because everybody's fucking hurt or gone.
Right.
It's like, what are we doing?
You know what? I say that about the Wildcat formation right now.
Yep.
We can't even block anybody. Why are we trying to run the damn Wildcat?
Well, the first time they ran it, great. Why the fuck did we run it again? Thinking, dude, everyone and their fucking mom knew that time you were tossing the ball forward to the receiver.
Thank you.
Everyone and their fucking mama knew. You ran the exact same formation in the exact same spot with the same fucking motion. Everybody knew, bro.
Also, too, I mean,
not like Travis Etienne gonna throw the ball to anybody, right?
Well, I was about to say though, we got Jacoby Myers on the team now, who is a great Wildcat quarterback. Okay, I get he's only been on the team for a week, but they said he picked up the whole offense just about. He was 75-80% of the offense. Give his ass a little end around toss and throw Trevor a touchdown. The dude's 6'6", 220. He can go up there and get it. Like, I'm sure Trevor Lawrence can catch a fucking football. I mean, I can catch a football one-handed with no gloves on. I know Trevor Lawrence can, with his big-ass fucking mitts. Like,
oh, yeah.
I mean, we like, mix it up. Don't do the exact same thing. If Parker was smart, he just would have batted the ball to the ground.
Look, that sounds good, but we back at the same scenario. How you gonna do that if you can't give anybody any time to do it?
No, I agree. I'm just saying. I mean, it's like, just be. If you're gonna try and be creative, you got to be creative.
I think we have. So I think we are forgetting some things, like as a whole, not us specifically, just as a general team, right? Like we did lose games. We lost 2 games now where it was closer than it should, or we came close in one game to losing, and everybody shit on us for that. Then we lost one game by a score at the very end. We were only 1 point down. We had no starting receivers left. De'Ami Brown came in for a couple plays, but he was not full-time. So we're down to backup receiving core completely. We have no offensive line. And the run game, I would call the run game inconsistent at best. Because motherfuckers say, oh, just keep giving them the ball. I remember plenty of times where we gave them the ball, and the only thing I thought to myself was, why the fuck did you do that? And it's in the name of trying to get the run game going. Yeah, but you can't get the offensive line going. They don't fucking do their job. And then, I mean, look, here's the deal. Okay. I think we all did forget with how good this team looked in the first few weeks, because that defense, that wasn't a fluke. They were taking the fucking ball. Okay, it's not a fluke. It's the same way Ventrell got that fumble at the beginning of the game. perfectly placed peanut punch. They're practicing takeaways. That is a good that's signs of a good defense. And it's not even like our defense was terrible this game, other than one quarter. They just couldn't play a complete game. They put together 3 great quarters, and then it all fell apart, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, then you move forward to, all right, so Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers still didn't even play that much. I would have liked to have seen him out there every fucking snap, even if he didn't know what the play was. I don't give a fuck, dude. Tell him his route. Keep him out there.
Mm-hmm.
But he looked really good. He did. But again, I mean, Chuma Igdoga, he took away the touchdown to Jacoby Myers on the first drive where we ended up settling for a field goal. He fucked that up.
Right.
Then he fucks up the play that literally puts us in field goal range and got out of bounds. So he fucked that up. Chuma Igdoga single-handedly lost us the fucking game. Just on his fuck-ups alone. Okay? And then you start looking around. You're like, oh, shit. So many things contributed to this, right? But if I can look at these offensive linemen, and I can look at each and every one of them and say, I can think of 10 plays this game where you wouldn't start on a high school team.
Well, somebody on that offensive line has to take charge and say, look, all right, the score is 29-24. We need to get some first downs. We need to go out here and impose our will. And you know that commercial that comes on when they be talking about the crossing guard and he's standing there? That's exactly what Walker Little looked like. Standing there.
God, he did.
Standing there with a stop sign and say, stop, stop, stop.
That's all he looked like. That's all he did.
I mean, let's be honest here. This offensive line sucks.
Yeah.
And apparently there's no leadership, no kind of discipline, because we're always getting unnecessary penalties at the wrong freaking time.
Yep. And we forgot in general that this is a new team. That's one thing. I mean, we got excited with the good things they were doing.
Uh-huh.
And we did let
That's true.
We did let that cloud the fact that, hell, even an 8-9 season or a 9-8 season, you love it because it's a first year. But I will say, I think healthy, and 2 things have to happen. We need our receiving core back as much as we can get back. And we need this offensive line to get some kind of fucking discipline. Because look, a lot of the pre-snap penalties, they've for the most part, they've gone away. They've done really good at limiting those these past couple weeks. I mean, they had 1 per game maybe, and that's still dumb. You don't want that, but that's improvement from what it was. It's much improved.
You know what I didn't realize? Sorry to interrupt, but this is important because I didn't realize this. Can you name the offensive line from left to right on those final plays? If you had to guess.
Walker Little, Cole Van Lanen, Monheim, Macari was out, I think, and then Harrison.
No.
So
Monheim was right, but not where you're thinking. It was Walker Little, Cole Van Lanen, Robert Hainsey, Jonah Monheim at right guard. Okay, why are we playing the rookie at right guard whenever Hainsey has played every position on the offensive line? He's gotten reps at guard. And then
no, Devin, we have not.
And then Idoga at right tackle.
Yeah, so we're just asking to get fucked.
I mean, my question too though is like, what's wrong with Wyatt Millum?
I was just about to say that. Where the fuck is Wyatt Millum?
What's wrong with? Is there something wrong? Is he not good? Like what happened to this kid at West Virginia that we thought was going to come in by storm and be our left guard or right guard or whatever? Where is he? Like, you're telling me we're down to Jonah Monheim at right guard, and Idoga at right tackle, and Millum is nowhere to be found. Like what's going on?
I'm saying, and yet people, and Devin, we'll get to your point because we kind of talked about it a little bit earlier in the show. But you're right, dude. You're right. But it's crazy to me that we can bring that up and we can talk about that, but everyone, the nerve to still say, "Oh, it's Trevor Lawrence's fault." dude. Okay, let's talk about the one thing that he did in the game that's absolutely on him, which is the pick to Derek Stingley. Okay, now let's talk about this, all right? The route was open. He just missed the throw a little bit. He put it a little bit too far inside, and Derek Stingley made a great play on it. Not every throw is going to be perfect, and not every DB is Derek fucking Stingley. Derek Stingley is probably the best corner in the league still. He's going to make plays, bro. You know what's crazy? That he just said that. He said, would you trade Josh Hines Allen or Trayvon Walker for a better edge? I just said that earlier. You abso-fucking-lutely right I would. At this point, why not? Why not? Because you know
Personally,
what? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
You good.
I was going to say, personally, I'm not trading Trayvon in that situation. I'm trading Josh Hines Allen. Because Trayvon's got just as many sacks as Josh Allen does in half the games and
half the money. We still can.
He should have had. He should have had 2 yesterday or Thursday or Sunday, whatever. But he got one of them. He missed. He tripped. He did not bring Davis Mills down. That's his fault.
Let me ask this question.
Yep.
How many moves does Josh Hines Allen have when he's rushing?
One.
Shit, I don't know.
Exactly.
He has one.
Enough.
No, he has one.
One.
He has fucking one. He has one.
He's a swimmer, isn't he?
No, he's a fucking he's a fucked up bull rusher.
Yeah.
So he fucking runs in on him, he keeps his hands tight, and
That's
then he'll try to it's not even really a swim. Because the swim's off the rip, you try to get past and push him to the side. He fucking does this fucked up like inside and then an outside arm swim. Like it's retarded. No wonder he never gets off the fucking block.
Well, you notice though too, like throughout his career, all of his sacks have been like late sacks. They're never like he just absolutely kills the offensive lineman. They're always like he's fighting up the pocket and he gets all the way back, and then the guy tries to run up through it, and then he gets off of him for the last second, or he like somebody else scares the quarterback out of the pocket and he gets him. Like he rarely has a sack where he like just blows up or goes past the D line or the offensive lineman and gets the sack because Desmond Watson.
We need to go sign him right now. I don't give a fuck.
I mean, shoot, put him in there on the goal line, baby.
You damn right. Fuck the goal line. Put him in there. Period.
No, I mean it's just I don't know, man. I don't think that. I mean, the worst part about that though is like Josh Allen he's a finesse rusher. Like as big as he wants to think he is not a power rusher.
No.
He can power some guys who probably shouldn't be starting left tackles. But I think part of it too though is like I don't think Josh is a right edge. I think Josh is a left edge.
I agree,
personally,
better pressure when they switch.
And I don't think that he knows how to play whenever he's got to put his left hand in the dirt and go around. I don't know. I don't get it. Like he's not a primary edge. I don't know.
What I know is I see Dennis Gardeck getting in the backfield more than I see either of them two.
Mm-hmm. That is a fact.
Just being honest. Gardeck creates more pressure than both of them. And you know what? Hey, it's funny. He just brought that. I was just about to say that.
Yep.
Caleb on Chason has more sacks than Josh this year.
6.5.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
I don't even know, man. It's tragic. It really is. I'm going to be honest. I haven't watched any of our press conferences. I haven't watched anything because I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear it. I don't care. I don't care to hear it. The only thing I give a fuck about is what are you going to do when we get to this Sunday? Because, bro, I'm telling you, I don't give a fuck if anything else happens. Walker Little better not be in the fucking lineup for starting full time. I don't care, dude. I don't care. And I'm not saying that we have anyone better, but it cannot get fucking worse.
Okay. Here's it. We're down tight ends, right? Which I'm glad Brenton Strange is it may be back this week.
Thank God.
I think having the tight ends kind of covered up for Walker Little a little bit on that side when we run the jumbo package. But yeah, the Walker Little needs to go. I mean, he's had more opportunity than he should have had at this point. But who are we going to replace him with? That is the key. Who are we going to replace him with?
You know what's also stupid about this whole situation? Let me see where it is because there was one of the sacks was not Walker Little's fault, surprisingly. Here it is. I'm gonna show it. I don't give a fuck if they do that stupid ass fucking copyright bullshit.
It's just a warning every time anyway.
Yeah, it's just fucking. So this is the one. If I'm not mistaken. Watch who they have one-on-one with Danielle Hunter.
Oh, I know where this is going. Yeah. This was dumb.
This.
That wasn't the one.
This one's gonna make your head spin. I'm telling
that
you.
wasn't the one. Hold on.
This one's really dumb. You're gonna hate it, Eric.
It was the one before that. Let me see. And there were a lot of them, so we got a couple to choose from here. Touchdown, 2-point. Where's the sack? There's a sack that is just so amazing. So cool. Let me see.
So cool.
So cool. Where the fuck did it? Let me see if there's an option on here. Hold please. Let me show it here. Play result. A 10 sack. Trevor Lawrence sacked for 10. No, that's not the one.
It's ugly.
Is it the one with Danielle Hunter and Toto? Let me see here. No, it's not that one.
No, because this one was a one-on-one. He just straight.
It must have been the first one.
Nigel says Trent Baalke's shadow is still over this team. At this point, get bench or trade all his players this offseason.
Well, yeah, I think that's to be expected, though. I mean, you can't replace an entire 53 in one offseason. But also, I mean, look, some of the players are not bad. Like, they're not. The problem is I can't sit here and say, fuck this front office for not fixing the offensive line because they did make moves that they thought would genuinely improve it. People turn out to be wrong. And they're all first time in their job positions, okay? They're learning. We got to understand that.
You know, that's a good point. Is some of this what we call growing pains with the new coaching staff as well?
Absolutely.
100%.
You know, because we got defensive coordinator. He's a first time DC, right? And of course, we know Cohen. He's a first time coach. So everybody's trying to learn together, and we're going to have these instances, I guess.
Here it is.
But they're embarrassing. They really are.
No, let me see. Oh, there we go.
The only way would be the Chargers if Trevor throws.
Yeah. So this is the first play of the game.
Is this the one?
Okay. First play of the game. Well, you got all this right here.
Yeah.
All right. Who is this?
We can't really see her.
Yeah. That's the. Oh, it's not showing my mouse.
No.
Hold on. Hold on.
That's what I'm saying. We can't. You said yeah. Like, yeah. What? I can't see shit.
Here we go. Let's see. Let's try it again. Try it again. There we go. You see my mouse now? Right here.
Yep. Yeah. Who the fuck is that guy?
Who the fuck is this?
Who knows? But you know who he's about to be one-on-one with?
Who is that?
Number 80? Number 60? That wasn't Monheim, was it?
Now, what is Trevor supposed to do there?
That's Quentin Morris.
Quentin Morris. Okay, 80.
So why do we have Quentin Morris when we have an extra offensive lineman on this side of the field, one-on-one with Danielle Hunter? And not to mention, hold on. Perfect form here for a tackle. He just doesn't finish. Watch this. But he's got him hooked right here. Bro, if you're going to hook him, just fucking tackle him.
Just tackle him.
Just tackle him. Just tackle. I'd rather take the penalty than take a sack.
Guys, please look at it.
But look on the other side. Look at Harrison. He's just as bad. He's getting pushed back.
The whole O-line went this way.
Yeah.
Can y'all look at the comment that he just – I know it's not on topic of what we're talking about, but read that.
What, Jags United wants to trade Trevor Lawrence for Kyler. Oh, you crazy.
No, that'd be a mistake.
Bro, listen. I swear to
No.
God. It's
Also,
like I
this
said a couple weeks ago, dude.
Oh,
this should have
Okay.
been this should have been an incomplete pass. Also,
No.
Yeah.
No,
he was going,
that's-
huh?
No, I was talking about the Jags United
Oh.
comment.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
fucking
people-
insane.
People are also
Yeah.
saying like Jordan DeLuca doesn't know what he's talking about. And Jordan DeLuca is like, oh, let's get a good laugh out of this guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Whatever. Good laugh. But yeah, no, I don't. Why?
Hold on,
Why
I
do we-
gotta say this. You know, we just watch a play like that, and then you got people. This is what's wrong with letting certain people have like a big effect on what the media is going to say and what people's mindsets are about players on the team. Okay, this is, and look, I'm not talking bad about this guy. I love this guy. He is a great guy. Jags United is a great guy. That is a fucking terrible opinion, though. That is fucking awful.
Honestly, the only sack from this game I would put on Trevor is this one right here. This was the second sack of the game. I think it was 1 minute left in the first quarter. I think he just holds on to the ball too long on this one.
Mhm.
And you know, like he doesn't have like a crazy amount of time, but like right here, he's stepping up. Nobody's open. Like this guy's breaking. You just got to kind of throw this one to the sideline or try and hit your under guy here. I don't think he looked right here. I mean, I know this guy's coming off fast.
Yeah.
But like just launch the ball. Like I don't think that this one was like he still doesn't have a lot of time to throw, but like he does kind of just hold this one right here, gets back to his drop. I mean, was that a 5-step drop? Hold on. Out of shotgun,
Yes.
a 5-step out of shotgun. What are
Yeah.
we doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say though, I do that, and that's one thing I will say, that if we're gonna talk about quarterback stuff, right? If the only one you can come to and say, yeah, this one's probably on him, but there's still other factors in the play, I'll take that. I'll take that. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, hang the quarterback, fire him for this.
Yeah, no.
But I gotta say this, dude. Like, again, Jags United, great guy. That's just a fucking terrible opinion, and that's a swayed opinion given by every one of the big fucking media teams the media outlets that cover this team. I've seen every one of them this week put this on Trevor in some way, shape, or form. What are you supposed to do in a 100% pressure rate? You got one-on-one with Morris. What the fuck are we doing? Like, and again, even with all of this bullshit, he drives you down the field to put you in position for a game-winning field goal, and Chuma Edoga does the most boneheaded shit he could have thought of. And yet here we are, and all of you still can say, oh, this is a Trevor Lawrence fault. You know, if the motherfucker doesn't play with confidence, it's every one of your fault. 100%. You've got no one but yourselves to blame. No one. Because you know what? Nobody calls Joe Burrow trash when he throws 4 fucking picks in a game because he's running for his fucking life. Nobody does that. Nobody fucking does that. Is anybody calling Josh Allen trash for the turnovers he had against Miami? No. No, is that probably a big part of why they actually lost? Absolutely it is. Absolutely it is. But no, you don't say that. That's crazy. You know, look, man, here's the deal. Liam Cohen, the reason everyone was so excited for this year is, one of the reasons is when Liam Cohen and them sat down and they said, we've got to start by protecting the quarterback. We have not protected the quarterback.
At all.
And the only 4-game stretch that we halfway protected him, we had more drops, and we still do, more drops than anyone in the league. And now everyone's like, oh, it's a Trevor problem. Okay, well, Jacoby Myers came in 3 days ago and still caught every pass that was thrown at him. So is it really a Trevor problem? That's crazy.
Y'all are still behind us on the rankings there, bud. I would definitely take that one back to them.
You're at the bottom.
Bro.
You're at the bottom. The only reason you're not very bottom is because of the Titans. And we beat you once this year, too.
Yeah.
Shut your dumb ass up.
Bro, it's not too the best time to delete that was before you ever sent it, and now's still the right time.
And y'all have to have a quarterback conversation about Davis Mills or CJ Stroud. Shut the fuck up.
Have fun with your quarterback controversy, bud.
Dude, David Spills has put up more points than your godfather quarterback has. What are you talking about? Crazy. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. The defense did give you a lot of points.
Yep,
It was crazy.
We sure did, and we still beat
right.
y'all once this year.
Damn.
Yep. Wow.
Yeah, well, you got beat. You got beat with your starter, so that's cool, isn't it?
Oh, that guy's gay. Look at that profile picture. I probably shouldn't have said that, but
yeah, that was a little tough. Teal picked by alignment. You mean sacked into a? You're crazy.
You know,
you're crazy.
Hey, doesn't even matter, bro.
Look, he goes by the name Mr. Dorito. That's all
Devin,
he needs.
All right, Devin. So if Trevor knows the O-line's weak, he needs to run more. Okay, so he runs more and he gets put in the concussion protocol, or he fumbles the ball, and then everyone says he's running too much because that's what he did last year. And then when he did that and he tried to make plays happen, you guys said he was doing too much, and then he needs to take the stuff that's given to him. You can't play both sides of the fence. That's the point. Trevor does know the O-line is weak. Everyone and their mom knows the O-line is weak. But what is that supposed to mean? Is he supposed to be a running back now? Because he's not. And he did run more. He literally ran you into a game-winning fucking position. He ran when he needed to. He did. What do you want him to do? He's not a fucking running back. His job is to throw the ball.
But see, in this game, what people didn't notice was they had a spy on Trevor just in case he ran.
Mm-hmm.
There
Absolutely, they did.
Yeah, they had a spy on Trevor.
No nitro. I don't think we make the playoffs.
I don't know. I won't say for sure we don't. Do I think we'll go anywhere?
No, I'm not saying we won't. I'm saying I don't think we will.
I'm saying that we won't. If the defense keep playing the way they're playing, we're not making the playoffs. We're not.
We've got one.
So Trevor Lawrence sucks. I don't know why y'all gave him a contract. He's not going to do shit. I guess we're going to say the same thing when y'all give CJ a contract. But
CJ and D'Amico Ryans owned y'all.
CJ didn't even play.
Check the fucking scoreboard.
CJ's 0-1 versus Jacksonville this year. Bro, you must have taken Mr. Dorito because Mr. Tostito was taken and you had to put a little zest on it. Get out of here. Come on now. 23. I know you ain't got that amount of chromosomes. Come on, dude. Get out of here.
Oh, dude, a couple extra. No, listen, man. No, look, I'll be honest with you.
Look.
CJ and D'Amico. No, people figured out what you were doing. It was a new scheme, a new system. That's how it works in the league. Now everybody knows what you're doing, and CJ's been seeing ghosts since week 8 of last year. Shut the fuck up. He's ass.
If you at least get the score right, if you're going to say something like that.
It was 36-29, you dumb fuck. Get it right. Jesus Christ.
What an idiot.
No, Nick Caley is trash. At least you'll admit that. Nick Caley is not good. I will say, I think he holds y'all back a little bit.
And Nick Caley's bad. Played behind Little, he would get another concussion.
That's a fact. Yeah. No, look, man. I level with you because I level with everybody, man. Look, CJ's got a lot of potential. CJ could be really good, but CJ's got to stop seeing ghosts. CJ had that one game. I don't even remember who it was, so I'm not going to pretend to know everything about the game, but I know they blitzed the fuck out of him. He took like 5 sacks in that game. That motherfucker has not been the same.
I like CJ, dude, but it I like CJ, but he's about to be the next what's his name? Carr.
Derek Carr?
No, not Derek Carr, David Carr.
Yeah.
They are not protecting him. They've known for 2 years that he doesn't have good protection. They keep letting him take these hits. He's
the same way we're doing.
I'm about to say the same thing.
Yeah.
The same thing.
Shit. The Titans are doing it too. The AFC South outside of the Colts don't know how to build a fucking O-line.
Yeah, that's for sure. And Nick Caley seems like, and I haven't watched all your games this year, but I know in the 2 games we played, y'all, it's very stale. Very stale. And it relies on your big name targets to get a huge fucking crazy play. And look, whether we can sit here and go back and forth because we're rival teams and that's cool. But like the fact that it took a fucking PI call, whether you think it was bullshit or not, the fact that it took a PI call to get you in scoring position is what makes you know you have a problem. So, and I'm not saying you're the only one that's got the problem. Clearly, we got problems too. But, bro, nobody in this fucking division, except for the Colts, can protect a quarterback at all. No one.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
We
just like to talk shit. You should see what we do to our friends that are Texans fans. We do nothing but talk shit to them. Yeah.
No, all love, bro. At the end of the day, we having a good time. Yeah, it's just, man, I don't know. I really don't have much else to say. I gave my big rant earlier in the show. I think that people just need to realize that, like, what we thought before the year and what we should have thought still is that we're not really a playoff team right now. And the Texans should have been a playoff team. Like, I think that the fact that we beat them early in the year and they've been having such bad offensive struggles, of course, comes back on their lack of building an offensive line. But they have the best defense in the league, and we scored the most points on that defense, whether it was short field or not. But overall, though, like, realistically, it should all be flipped. The Texans should be on top. The Colts should probably be in second, and we should be in third. The Titans are going to be at the bottom no matter who ranks it, no matter who slices it, no matter what way you look at it. Titans are terrible. Fuck the Titans. But, it's like –
go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like this is realistically, like, what we knew was going to happen. But those first couple of weeks made us think, oh, wait, we're back. We're back. We've never been so back, but we're not back.
I think another point that is being overlooked is, regardless of how bad the offensive line played, how bad the defensive line played, we still put up 29 points on the number one defense.
That's what I was saying earlier. I mean, everybody's sitting here, this is a Trevor problem, but Trevor in that offense, we put up 29 points with all backup receiving core.
Yeah.
I mean, look, and we had one tight end. So, look, I'm not saying that there's not work to be done. There is. But this is the thing. And even like Dorito guy, you're going to be doing the same thing.
I like that Dorito guy.
Yeah, dude, you're going to be doing the same thing with CJ in 2 years. Or even by next year, you're going to be saying the same shit. You're going to be defending him the same way. People are going to start saying he's trash. He was never the guy. The lights are too bright. An Ohio State quarterback can't make it. They're going to say all of the things in the world, and they're going to say it because he does not do well under pressure. That is a fact. That is CJ's Achilles heel, is when you get pressure. That is 100% a fact. However, you guys are doing him no fucking favors. You've done him no favors. You gave him somebody to throw the ball to, which is more than what we did until finally this year. Because even BT was one. That was 1 out of 3, So we finally make some moves. We get Parker a chance. We get Travis Hunter. We get, Diami, and we pick up Jacoby. Like, we're finally doing that. But, like, the thing is, all these people are going to continue to say, this is a Trevor thing. This is a Trevor thing because of how much he gets paid. Trevor is the only reason you still had a chance to win that game after we burned our last time out, and they still scored anyway. Trevor is the only reason you had a chance to win that game. He's the only reason. He takes he breaks the sack and runs for 20-something yards, gets on the line, spikes it, and then throws a dime to the sideline. We get out of bounds. He's the only reason you have a chance to win that game. And then even on top of that, when he throws the ball and it flips, line of pick six, it is very depressing. Yeah, but and he flips the ball, fumble into his pick six, whatever you want to call it. What else do you do? What do you do as a quarterback? Because you have no timeouts left. Do you just hold the ball and take the sack, or do you try to throw it forward and hope it gets blown dead ball as a forward pass? You got to play situational football there. You know what I mean? That's what you got to do. And I think Liam Cohen has done great things in the grand scheme. I mean, this team last year to now is night and day different. Night and day different. I mean, we still have a winning record, and as much as we're mad and depressed right now, we do still have a real chance of being in the playoffs. Right now, we're still in the playoffs as of today. So even with all of our faults, and this is what I said a couple weeks ago, even with how mad we were, the shit that's going bad, the shit that just isn't going the way we want it to, we're still winning games. It sucks.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks. So we still have things to be grateful for. We still got things to look forward to. But two things have to happen. This offensive line has to change. I don't give a fuck how it changes, but it's got to.
It has to.
It has to. 100% pressure rate in the fourth quarter. In the last, everybody's like, "Oh, when Trevor played bad, he played bad when we needed him in crunch time." Oh, you mean when they had the 100% pressure rate? Okay. So I think Liam Cohen, and I saw another comment too, a couple before, is like, do you think year 2 or year 3 of Coach Cohen we could be contenders? Here's the thing. I said this when we went on the Jags United pod before we played Kansas City, and everybody except for us was saying, "Oh, well, we're going to lose to Kansas City because it's Kansas City."
I don't look. No team is ever a bona fide contender unless you've already been and you kept your team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like the Eagles, they're a bona fide contender. They won with this roster, and now they have more. Okay. Other than that, they're really the only ones other than the Seahawks. Them and the Seahawks are bona fide contenders right now. 100%. And even then, the Seahawks could fall apart. You don't know. You really don't know. So the Eagles are really the only team in the NFL that you can say right now is 100% a bona fide contender. Everyone else is trying to be one. We can be one. We have won one-score games. We have beaten good teams. And that's how it's going to be every year. The Pats could fall apart. You don't know. They look good right now. They look really good, but they haven't gotten there. And this is all new for them. You know
I
what
like
I'm
Drake
saying?
May. I think
I do too. I like
they're
Drake
building
May,
something good up there, man.
And I love that they hired Braves too. I think it's great. I really like what they're doing up there. And I mean, dude, I'm not saying that they're not playing really good. But it's the same reason I won't say the Colts are a bona fide contender, because you still see them do boneheaded shit like they did against fucking Pittsburgh. Or the fact that if Raheem Morris wasn't a completely incompetent fucking retard, they would have just lost to Atlanta too. You know what I mean? They're playing really good football. They are, no doubt. But this is their first year doing it. And then you also have that question. This is the NFL. Are you hot at the wrong time?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And no, I think the Bills will make a comeback. I don't think the Ravens will. The Ravens are fucked this year.
Yeah, I will say on the Mr. Dorito comment from earlier about Liam Cohen. I think Liam Cohen is going to be good for this team in pair with James Gladstone and Tony Baselli. I think he's a first-time head coach. I think that he got a very young coaching staff without a lot of experience. And I do think that he will be fine going forward. But right now, he's still navigating, being the full-time offensive play caller. What he says goes. Because I'm sure even with the Bucs last year and anywhere else he's been, there were still times where the head coach said, no, we're going to run this here, or we're going to do this, or we're going to fourth down, we're going to go for it. So pick a play that we're going to go for it for. Like he has to manage the entire game, and he's starting to kind of figure it out. And I think he's going to be fine. And I do think that, again, he's holding himself accountable, and he's holding the players accountable at the same time. But he's willing to admit whenever he puts guys in a bad situation. I think he's just going to continue to get better at knowing, what's a good situation.
I agree.
I agree.
And I think he'll be fine, really. I do. I think that it's going to take some time. And I think the roster, again, needs to be improved. Because at the end of the day, if we have better protection, we can run more complex and developing stuff. But right now we can't, so it's just
and let's not forget, this is year one. Everybody's still learning.
And they blew up the whole thing. This wasn't just a head coach and his guys. This is the entire organization completely restructured. We now have the EVP. We now have, like stuff we haven't had, people we haven't had in the building. Nobody in the building right now, besides maybe the janitors and freaking JP Shadrick were in the building last year. So we're going to see. It'll be interesting to see going forward. But I do think that we'll see a progression, and next year I think we'll be in a lot better shape after another offseason with this front office and coaching staff.
I don't know. I think what you just said is the very reason I'm not ready to say there's no way we can do anything good in the postseason. I think because, look, do I think that this roster is your picture perfect? No, it's not. I mean, fuck, the Eagles won a Super Bowl with Nick Foles. Okay,
hold on now.
Shit can happen.
Hold on now. Hold on. They also had three. They also had 3 Hall of Famers on the offensive line.
Of course they did. Of course they did.
Four Hall of Famers on defense.
I know, but what I'm saying is, okay, the point still is, shit can happen, right? Shit can happen, and even then, right? We are 5-4.
Even King's ass, he said, "Yo, what?"
Hey, hey, look. I'm just saying they did win with the Nick Foles.
I'm convinced I could have won a Super Bowl with that team.
No, that team is fucking great. But
cheated in the Super Bowl,
by the way. I mean, hey.
All right. No,
but regardless, we're a 5-4 team. We're still in the playoffs as of right now. We're not out. Our season's not over. Where at this point last year, it was already pretty much over. And we're still doing the growing pains. We're still having shit, but we're not getting blown out. We're
Good
not,
point.
you know what I mean? Like, we're a couple things away from putting these things away. We really are. Like, we're not that far out. And we've made strides on everything that we've had a problem with. We've made strides on week to week, except for the offensive line. They continue to be fucking terrible. But as far as like the scheming and the play calling, for the most part, we make leaps and bounds each week. The defense, they got tired. So strength and conditioning, you gotta do something. Because that's what happened. They got fucking tired. They started playing loose and soft. And then, okay, look. We still, at the end of the game, we still put us in the position to win. And then a dumb, boneheaded ass flag by a backup lineman that shouldn't have ever even really been in. He should not have been in on that drive. He shouldn't have been. No one but the starters. As much as I hate Walker Little, no one but the starters should have been in on that last drive. You need your best guys, or what you think is your best guys, if you want to go win the fucking game. You would think. You would think, right? So we're not. It's not like we don't need to fucking tear it to the studs. And all these people are like, oh my God, we need to trade Trevor and all this shit. You're dumb. You're dumb. You're dumb. Okay. Is he Peyton Manning? No, he's not fucking Peyton Manning. But he is the only reason you had a chance to win on Sunday. So for all his faults, whatever you want to say, the man gave you the chance to win, and the fact that you still run these same busted ass fucking linemen out there every week is what cost you the game in the very end of it. No matter what way you slice it. We can blame things throughout the game no matter what, but the fact that we still had a chance to win it and we got put in the position to do it and it got called back because of a dumbass backup lineman, that's what it comes down to. I mean, fuck, nothing else matters than the final whistle anyway. And then, the sack that ends up being a pick six, right? That play should have never even happened. Because without the flag, we're on the plus side of the field and we're kicking the field goal to finish the game. It never even happens. So, and like he said, you also feel like we should have traded for some O-line. I couldn't agree more. I also feel like we should have given the fucking money and got Mekhi Becton to Jacksonville.
Yeah, that was one I wanted in the offseason.
I wanted Mekhi Becton something bad. And the fact of the matter is, it's not like they gave a fucking arm and a leg for him. We could have made that happen, but we didn't. I did not fucking like that. I did not like that at all. I also hate the fact that, I'm blanking on who got him. God damn it. The Bears. The Bears picked up 2 linemen right before the season started that are both playing really well. We could have done something more, and we didn't. And now, does that mean, fire? No, fuck no. Fuck no. He's still learning. I understand that. You're absolutely right. The story never changes. We can beat anybody and we can lose anyone. Well, that's the nature of the league. Anybody can beat anybody on any given Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Any given Sunday.
The Miami Dolphins just beat the fucking Bills, bro.
Yeah. Didn't see that one coming.
Anyone can lose to anyone. So what we need to take away from this, we need a better offensive line. We already knew that, but I mean, that's the story of this fucking game. Because even with a better offensive line, fuck, dude, we'd have another touchdown on the board. Instead of the first drive that turned into a field goal, that's another touchdown, and we win the game anyway. Chuma Edoga again. Fucking called back play that was Jacoby Myers' first touchdown catch as a Jaguar. It would have been the first fucking drive of the game. That's 7 instead of 3. That's still game winning.
Good points. Good points.
So, I mean, man, you can say whatever, you can see whatever, but one thing you better not ever say is to trade him to fucking Arizona for Kyler Murray. Are you smoking dick? That's crazy.
No, somebody out there smoking peyote.
Hey, look, man. No, you know what? No, I know what it is, man. That man is too damn smart for that. He's just stirring up controversy because that man is too fucking smart for that.
That's a true crack monster right there.
Hey, look. Because look, here's the thing, man. I actually like Kyler Murray.
Bro.
Personally, I like Kyler Murray. I don't think Arizona is the fit for him. I don't. But honestly, he is a little too short. He has a hard time seeing over the line. He told you that. I mean, and we don't have a good line, bro. Kyler Murray is the last fucking thing we need. We don't need a motherfucker that always feels like he has to run and also can't see where he's going.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be damned. That is the last fucking thing we need. Absolutely not.
I watched
Very
that
bad.
shit too. That was such a weak ass call on the Adoga false start. Oh my god.
On the first drive? Yeah, it was.
Yeah. His heel didn't even come off the ground. O-line sucks. He averages 6.3. Yeah.
Are you really putting too much trust into Trevor? I mean, yeah, his O-line sucks, but he averages 6.3 per attempt in passing. Okay, but how many of those per attempts, I'm just being subjective, how many of those attempts, how many yards per pass does he average if every pass is caught that should have been caught? What is the passing average then? Because we lead the league in drops, especially in catchable drops. Brian Thomas Jr., our number one, was dead last in wide receivers in drops on passes that are catchable footballs. So again, if you're gonna evaluate this team, and I know you're not specifically a Jags fan, so I can get where you're coming from. You know what I mean? If you're gonna evaluate this team, you got to evaluate it start to finish. You got to look at how many of these damn footballs have been put on the numbers or in their hands, and they just don't come down with it. That was a problem. And I mean, it still is a problem. The only reason you didn't see it so much this past weekend is because we had two of the most strong-handed receivers we have on the team out there, Parker Washington and Jacoby Myers. That's the only reason it wasn't as prevalent this week. I mean, shit. And Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter was one of the only guys. You know what I mean? You're absolutely right. Travis getting hurt really does hurt. But again, I still don't think we were using him to his full potential, so I don't think it derails us completely, but it definitely sucks.
Yeah.
But regardless, again, I'm of the opinion. I mean, I haven't seen you in the comments before, so I don't know if you've watched the show before, but I've said it before. I'm of the opinion that you can't evaluate quarterback play until you have a competent offensive line in front of them. It's just not fair. Because as much as we want to sit here and say, oh, pressure rates this, pressure that, sacks this, sacks that, he has nowhere to go with the football, or he doesn't have time to find it, you know what I mean? If you have those things, you can't evaluate a quarterback. Because that's why you have people like Sam Darnold out here blazing the fucking league. He gets put on a team with a competent offensive line, and look what he's doing. You know what I mean? We're giving up on quarterbacks based on what's happening, but we're not looking at what's causing their play. Like, I'm not giving him excuses. There's sometimes Trevor just does dumb shit. There is times Trevor just does dumb shit. But every quarterback does. And you know what's crazy about, like, Jalen Hurts? Mediocre at best. That may be the case, but the motherfucker's a Super Bowl champion, and he's got one of the highest win percentages of any quarterback since he entered the league. So if mediocre is what gets you Super Bowls and the most wins out of any other quarterback in your time in the league, I'll take it. And I agree. See, that's exactly my point. You put Trevor on the Eagles, he averages 300 a game. You are absolutely correct, dude. You're absolutely right. Trevor has shown the ability to put the ball anywhere he fucking wants to. He's fast. And he's got one of the quickest snap to throw times too. It's not like he's holding the ball forever. We really do have one of the worst offensive lines in all of football. And then when you pair that with a set of receivers that are supposed to be getting paid or being regarded as number ones and top receivers in a league that just aren't getting their fucking hands on the football, you have a recipe for problems. And then of course the narrative again becomes, oh, it's a Trevor thing. Dude, I'm just telling you this. I have not watched a game this year that we lost and like, oh, man, if Trevor would have done this, we would have won this game. Because it hasn't been the case. You know what I mean? It's not the case. Well, no, I agree. Trevor is very talented. And I'm saying that subjectively as a Florida State fan. I hated watching him be good at Clemson. I hated it. But fuck, he was good. He is good. He's shown it time and time again. And again, the fact of the matter is he put us in position even this past weekend with as shitty of an offensive line and as bad as a game as we had. He gave us everything we needed to win the game. And it got called back. So, I mean, that's just, unfortunately, sometimes things happen that's out of the quarterback's hands. That's why it's not fair to make a win and loss a quarterback-only stat. It's just not. Because you know who's not going to have to come up to the podium and talk to the press this week? Chuma Edoga.
Mhm.
You know who else is not going to have to come up to the press this week? Walker Little. But Trevor Lawrence will. Trevor Lawrence is going to have to stand in front of all the reporters that are calling for his job and smile and wave, regardless of the fact that he knows 100% pressure rate is absolutely unacceptable. And I'm gonna tell you right now, in any other franchise, like if you go to the Eagles right now and you watch any game, if any one of their linemen allowed a 100% pressure rate, they would not be back out there again. They wouldn't. They would bench their ass.
Mm.
That's what happens. We unfortunately just don't have the depth at the position to bench all of them. We don't, and that sucks. But the fact of the matter is still the same facts, you know. And you go over to other teams, like, you know, people are like, oh, well, everybody wants to keep giving credit to Justin Fields. Why does everybody want to give credit to Justin Fields but not to Trevor?
Mm.
Yeah, lineman
You're
and
absolutely
secondary.
right.
Yes, sir. That's
Everything. That's yeah.
honestly
Any other-
though.
you can.
I
see it.
think, I think next year, I'm not upset if we're starting Ransall and Raywon Lane.
Mhm.
Preferably, that would not be like my preference. Like Ransall, I want to start. I think he's got the
Yeah.
athleticism and the ball. Raywon Lane is just really like, you know, stout in terms of like his assignment and stuff like that. But
Yep.
I'm not super comfortable with that though. Like if there's better options, I think we should go for them. But I wouldn't be upset with that over Dewey and Eric Murray. I mean, what I've seen this year, at least, I think the Dewey and Eric Murray experiment is over.
Agreed.
At least one of them, you know, whether it's just Eric Murray or just Dewey. I mean, you know, at this point, Eric Murray's getting hurt a bunch. He's on IR now. Like, you know, maybe keep Dewey for his rotation and his longevity. But I don't know. But I'm not ready for draft talk quite yet. I think I got about 3 or 4 more losses in the next 5 games before I decide I'm ready for draft talk.
But even then, Caleb Ransall needs to start.
Yeah, Ransall hopefully will be all right. And,
Yeah.
he'll get some reps. But
And honestly, I mean, dude, again, I just, you can't convince me. Hold on, you guys have Josh Allen, Trayvon Walker as well too, but every
our
game
interior
team-
line is the worst in the league.
Dude, you're right. Our interior D line is bad. We get no pressure, but at the same time, like we were talking about earlier, Josh Allen has to start doing something, bro, because he's not getting off of his block. And don't get me wrong, if he was getting double teamed every play, I would completely agree with you. You need more pressure from the interior to free him up, but that's not what's happening. He's not being double teamed every play. He's just not winning.
Mm.
He's getting isolated one-on-one by fucking nobodies. He's getting completely removed from games. So whatever the reason for that is, I really couldn't tell you. I don't know. But I'll tell you this. He's got to fucking do better, or he should be on the trade block.
You know, we had the same conversation last year about Josh Allen.
Yes,
we
did.
really did. We had the same conversation.
Yes, we did. And that's my point. You know, and everybody, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I say, like, you know, this guy here, he can come in here and be completely subjective because he's not necessarily a fan of ours, but he just enjoys football and he watches around the league, right? He could be completely subjective. We have the most ungrateful ass fan base of all time because we don't even put the problem, like, we don't give the credit where the credit is due, and we don't assign the blame where it belongs. Everything that goes wrong is Trevor Lawrence's fault. And, dude, I've seen like maybe 50 people say something about where's Josh Allen. Because he ain't doing shit. He's not doing anything.
Yeah, I am starting to see more people that are like jumping in those Facebook comment sections and Twitter and saying, you know, since we're talking about Trevor, can we also talk about Josh Allen? Like, I'm starting to see more people start to talk about him too as he continues to just not do anything this season.
Right.
Besides running himself out of plays.
And it's crazy. It's crazy that it takes him literally doing absolutely nothing for it to be his turn. And of course, I know that is what comes with being the quarterback. Okay, I get that. It comes with the territory. But at the end of the day, man, when you see Trevor and he's throwing fucking dimes, dude, he really is. I mean, he's got 3 picks this year that are absolutely his fault. The rest of them are drops and tip passes that should have never been a tip drill. I can get a first from the Bears in their 27th, 3rd round picks. I agree, dude. Well, dude, to the right team, they'd be willing to give an arm and a leg, like the Bengals. we could definitely fleece the Bengals into a trade for Josh Allen because they are in need and they're going to clear cap space after this year. They're in need. You could fleece them into it for sure. Things could be done. Things could absolutely be done. But the fact that Trevor Lawrence is where everybody wants to come back to.
Well, you gotta have somebody to complain about. So,
agreed.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think it's about time to wrap this one up, boys. It's 11 o'clock. It's getting late.
It is.
And we done talked a lot of football. Been on here for an hour and 20 minutes. They got a couple. Yeah, the Jets do have a lot.
Fuck yeah, they do.
Well, thanks everybody for coming out. This is awesome. Love having y'all in here. King Sazzy, shout out Dorito, shout out Nitro.
Yeah, shout out to you guys.
Shout out to Devin Folston. We seen you before. Shout out to Eric. We all know who Eric is, and shout out Duval TV. We got a bunch of folks that came in today, so I really appreciate that from y'all. And hey, thanks, bro. We go live typically twice a week. This year's been more once a week. We got some new schedules, but we normally do a reaction and a prediction. And
right.
You ever have any questions about what we think about the Pats? Not this episode because we're ending it, and it's been a lot. It's been packed, but this off season we'll talk a little bit. And hey, baby, yes sir, Duval. All right, we got him. He said it. He said it. Somebody clip that.
He said it.
But when the next stream to be announced. Hopefully Thursday night like normal. Trevor might not be on with us, but we'll try and still pump out an episode. Hopefully, if that's all right with y'all. And that way we can get back on this twice a week schedule and start kind of getting that figured. But yeah, we'll go live Thursday, 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern, 7:30, whatever that other time is. Community tab. I don't even know what a community tab is.
It's for YouTube where you can make kind of like if I'm not mistaken, it's like a paid subscription, or you create a separate community where people can go in. Well, we need to look into it because we finally got enough steam to do it.
I am YouTube illiterate.
Yeah. Okay.
YouTube illiterate.
I will say I am off this weekend, Saturday.
Okay.
So
we might be able to do it. Well, actually, I've got a wedding on Saturday.
I can go anytime during the weekend because basically what's happening is they're sending me back to days next week for a training class all week. So that's what's chopping me all up. But I'll be off Saturday, Sunday, and then Saturday the following weekend too. So we can do our post and pre next week as well.
Yeah, we'll try and we'll let y'all know.
Thanks, Dan. We appreciate you.
Like your
hold on. He's about to tell us
or something. You can also just post some words there.
Sweet. Yeah.
I'll look into that because again, I am YouTube illiterate. And so we will figure that out. But anyways, y'all have a great night. Thanks for coming out. Our socials are on here. Hit us up. Well, at least mine is. But y'all have a good night. I'm tired. Peace. Fuck the Titans.
Peace out.